What's going on, people? Back again for another one, Rants and Redmond, bruv. In the words of Marshawn Lynch, I'm just here so I don't get fined, mate. I'm gonna get cooked today. I have a
Oh,
feeling, bruv. What you telling me, bruv? What you telling me, bro?
No, my Wi-Fi's doing a band. Hey, Rants, let me just go out and in a sec, because I think me thing's doing a madness already. Give
Alright,
me
bro.
1 sec.
Alright, broski. Fucking hell, bro. This is gonna be painful, you know. This is gonna be painful. A man's just prolonging the beating, bro. I'm just saying, bruv, just get to it. You know when you're a youth, bruv, and your mum used to send you for the belt, it's like, bruv, like, why are you doing this? Do you know what I'm saying? Just do what you need to do so I can go back to my room, fam. You know, like that. This is gonna be so long, bruv. You man, smash the like button, innit? You man, smash the like button while you're here. Well, James is coming back. Am I just gonna get this out of the way? I'm just gonna get this out of the way, bruv. Yo, my bro. Yo.
Bro, what the frick's going on here?
Bro, man's Wi-Fi is moving like Man United season at the moment, bruv. Hey, James's Wi-Fi must support Man United, boy. This thing's trying to save me, boy. Flip here, now.
Bro.
Hey, that freeze frame's killing me right now. Let me see. Hey, bro. Man like James, bro, with the McDonald's Wi-Fi, bro. When he comes back, it's gonna be a mad thing still. Man said the strongest Wi-Fi in Liverpool. That's killing me, bro. Nah, bro, I can't lie. This is gonna be long, bro. This is gonna be very, very long. I was hoping that his Wi-Fi taps out slightly, you know, like that, because he's gonna absolutely fry me, bruv. So I don't know, bro. We just pray, innit? You pray that it doesn't make a recovery, blood. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm praying for the Man United manager. I'm praying this bro don't make a recovery. Get him out, bruv. Get him out. You know, like that. It is what it is. Hey, listen, bro. At least I turned up, bro. At least I turned up, innit? Man like Saeed, bro. I swear down. A couple weeks I never saw Saeed, bro. 2-3 weeks Saeed was running, bro. He was running from the lashes, bro. I'm here to firm it still. I'll just firm it, bruv. So now we'll see what happened, bro. We'll see what will happen, bro. But big up you lot. This is due to be a good show as soon as his thing gets patterned. Yeah, he'll probably have to switch to his phone or something like that. Man said, will I be driving Ten Hag to the airport? To be honest, I wouldn't waste my petrol on that, brother. I wouldn't even waste my petrol. I'll pay for the Uber. I'll pay for the Uber still. You know what I'm saying? Yo, my G.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, it looks alright. It looks yeah. You're back, bruv. What are you telling me, bro?
Go on, my G. Sorry about that. Wi-Fi's trying to stop the cooking show. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, it's been a mad week, innit? Know what I mean? 2 back-to-back losses for United. Liverpool keep on winning. I'm not even here to cook. I'm out of it. I've got no ammo left. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a tourist in the red light district. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm all out.
Believe you.
I've used up the tank. I've got no more. And I understand. You know your crap. Other things. I saw people chatting crap on your name across the platforms. What's not different there? You know what I'm saying? What's not different there? Calling out you and Saeed, these pricks, bro. These fucking fools. Who the fuck do they think they are, fam?
Hey, it's all right. He's gonna get his though. He'll get his, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's the beauty. They say every dog has his day, bro. His day's coming. Trust me. You know what I mean?
I just interpreted what he said as like, oh, because you have a different opinion to me and you speak a different language to me, you're fake. It's like
that's it though.
Incredibly disingenuous. It's incredible. So incredibly disingenuous, bro. But not even to bring up pricks like that. We can talk about some proper footy, which means we probably shouldn't talk about Man United because you're a crap. So I'll
Yeah.
let you start off the show wherever you want to start it off.
No, that's all right, bro. We could talk about your club for now, innit? Because I'm
Jeez.
tired, bro. I'm tired. So let's talk about Liverpool, bro.
Let's
Let's talk
go,
about
fam.
Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling, bro? Like, who have you got in the weekend?
Chat, who do we have on the weekends? I actually don't even know,
Because
you know.
Arsenal have Newcastle, so do you know what I'm saying? You got a chance. You got a chance to, do you know what I mean? Get 3 points and keep yourself well and truly in the title race. Because one of them two are gonna drop points. You got Luton.
Oh, Luke. Ooh! Bam! If we drop points in that, that's a stinker, bro. So, yeah, I'm confident for 3. I'm confident for 3. That should be a guaranteed 3 points. No, we're playing well, broski. Like, here's the thing with us, yeah. We're in that stage of our new process, if you will, that you can't quite gauge whether or not we are where we're supposed to be. Like, you know, in the sense of what is where we're supposed to be? Well, we want to be in a title race. Well, we now need to see how things unfold to see if that title race can be maintained. Okay, we've established that this team can win games, and we've established that the midfield that we've built is much better than the midfield that we exited last season with. So that's a positive. But now, is it maintainable and sustainable to stay in a title race for the duration of the season? That's what remains to be seen. But we've lost 1 game out of our last 26 Premier League games, and that was obviously against Spurs. And there was unique circumstances
That
in that
record
one.
is crazy.
Yeah, wild. And we had like 3 draws towards the end of last season. Most of it's wins. So it just goes to show that what Jurgen Klopp's done in this early stage of the rebuild's fantastic, and all the players are singing off the same hymn sheet. So I expect that to be another win against Luton. And then hopefully, bro, we can be sitting here in a title race in you know, March, April, because that'd be great to start off the new project. Because that's what this is. It's the rebuild. It's what happens after the 7 years. And it starts off exactly what you want to do.
That's a mad, bro. Because I know that you
happy about that.
No, because I know that you finished last season well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize just how many wins you had. Like, because I just know at the end of last season, I was looking over my shoulder saying, right, we better not mess up because Liverpool are onto us. And then you started the season the same way. But when you actually put all those games together, yeah, it's mad.
Yeah,
you know, like
because we had that crazy
Yeah.
streak at the end of last season, which is what even put us in a conversation with yous again. And then this season we've just carried it over, and it's boss lad, because you know that's what you want to be seeing early doors. You can't get too carried away, but you just want to see good football, which is what we're seeing. Okay, it's not perfect. We can see the odd goal, but it's football that's worth paying for. It's value for money. You know, when you pay to go to a Liverpool game, you're going to be seeing entertaining football. You're going to be seeing nice, exciting players. When you've got Mohamed Salah guaranteed goals, when you've got Szoboszlai, who's just very exciting to watch, proper footballer, proper dribbler, shoots from miles out. You know, that's what you want to go and see. And it's this sort of star factor. You know, even Darwin Nunez, who, listen, might be the best footballer I've ever seen in a Liverpool shirt. You know what I mean? The way he plays. Like that Bournemouth goal is him in abundance. Terrible first touch, all the way out to the touchline. Next thing you know, cuts it in and then just bangs one at a world-class goal next second.
Yeah, but the thing is, his unpredictability is what makes him good, though. Do you know what I mean? But it's also what makes him infuriating. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's an infuriating player because you don't know what you're going to get and when you're going to get it. And the thing is, with him, yeah, you get the good and the bad in one game. Do you know what I'm saying? You might get 8 of the bad, but then the one good is like, oh my days. Like, it's unbelievable. And there's been loads of players like that in the history of football. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just, the difference is now, he's got less competition. When you look in world football, there's not many attackers around. So there's a premium for everyone. There's a premium for everyone. It's just like when you look at Osherman, they're saying he's £100 million striker, this, that, and the other. He's only £100 million striker in this era of football.
Yeah.
Previous era of football, £30 million maximum. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Count inflation and stuff.
Yeah, he's a £30 million striker, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? In terms of like his actual ability and how good he is. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in this, because there's such a shortage of at the high end, the market dictates the price, innit? And it's like, when you look at Nunez now, it's like, he's a weird one, because when you look at if you take all of his attributes and you break them down individually, It doesn't make sense, bro. You think, cool, he's
This
got
is what
loads
I'm
of
saying.
pace, but then he ain't really got a first touch. He looks clumsy.
Yeah.
He looks a bit dopey and that, but
Yeah.
then at the drop of a hat, he can just do something that's crazy. And
He
that,
scores hard goals.
he's got this, you know what it is? He's got like an unwavering belief in his own ability, and he doesn't have loads of ability, but
Yeah.
only a player with loads of confidence takes that shot in the first place, if that makes sense.
But you know what? People were attributing Nunez's downfall last season because he still scored 15 goals, so it's not the worst, but it's not what you want for a new star power striker, 75 million, 85 million pound striker. But last season, everyone was like, oh, it's his confidence. Oh, it's because he can't speak English. It's like, listen,
it's not that.
being able to say hello opposed to all that or goodbye opposed to adios does not translate to good finishing. My man is confident. He goes out there every week. The fans are going, Nunez, Nunez, Nunez. We're fucking buzzing. He's happy as well. He's just not, in terms of attributes-wise, he's
just not a great player. Yeah,
exactly.
It's not.
But but like you said, he believes in himself. In fact, I thought he had loads of confidence. He has so much confidence in himself to where he can miss a sitter, but he'll still go again. He's not like Rashford in that sense. So both of them can have limited ability, but he's the one who's going to keep on going. He's the one who's going to continue to try. Think about if Rashford made that terrible touch against Bournemouth like the way Nunez did. He's now just looking for the sure pass.
Yeah, he's not shooting there. He's not shooting there, innit? He's not shooting there. It's like Nunez has real confidence. Rashford's got manufactured confidence. Like, that the confidence is different. Like, Rashford's confidence comes from all the hype that the club build him up with. It comes from the money that the club pay him. It comes from the fact he's the face of the club. Nunez's confidence is irrational, bruv.
It's just because
it doesn't make sense, bro. Like, his confidence is irrational because no one's gassing him up like Rashford's getting gassed up. He's not getting gassed up like Bruno, bro. His confidence is irrational, bro. You've been benched. And then you come off the bench and score 2 goals, bruv, when Liverpool have 10 men. His confidence is irrational.
It's wild.
Bro. Like, it doesn't make sense, bro. Like, what he does. It's like, your confidence should be bottom. Like, man spent 100 million on you to be the main man.
Yeah.
It didn't work. You got benched. You got moved out wide. Like, you should be like in the gutter. You should be like, right, this ain't working out. I want to go. Brother, and you're slapping shots here from 25 yards for no reason, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense, bro. Like,
but
it really doesn't.
It's what you just said, that we're getting a rational performance of a world-class striker from the irrational. I see very few things. I very rarely see the rational come from the irrational, and that's what happens with Nunez. You see rational, like, striker performances. What is that? Scoring 1 or 2 goals, and he does that pretty much week in, week out. He's even creating goals now, and that comes from the irrational because, as you said, Premier League fans are against him. The only support he gets that's unwavering is from Liverpool fans. Liverpool fans will die on that hill for Nunez. We know that he's crap, but then we also know he's got moments of absolute.
Yeah, he can get you goals.
And he scores big goals. The Newcastle performance where he comes on and scores 2. Last year, okay, we got thumped 5-2, but he scored both goals against Real Madrid in the round of 16, or at least one of them. That was a great finish. Little flick on. In the 7-0, he scored against you guys. So he's establishing. He's a big moments player. He can do it on a somewhat consistent basis. And if he improves 5 to 10%, you've got yourself. Yeah, there's a Real Madrid fan, he'll know. Like, he was the only one who put in a massive performance in that game. And if he keeps on improving just 5-10%, yet we're going to continue to see the sitters. We're going to continue to see big misses. But overall, we're seeing someone who is going to contribute to, like, winning big football matches and in turn winning trophies. Nunez comes across to me like he's got a great European record, like in the Champions League, not even just stat pad in Europa. He's got a great Champions League record, and I think he's the type of player. Do you know, like, the way we say, like Salah, like, he doesn't score in those big finals. Like, he might score against the big 6 in the Prem, but in the finals, he's kind of been away. I think Nunez is opposite. I think if we give him 3, 4, 5 finals to showcase himself, you could see a player with 3 or 4 goals in that mix.
Yeah.
Because he's just got
Nunez
that.
is a genuine. He's a genuine goal scorer. Even though he's not a great finisher, you can see that he just wants to score. Like, his movement and his movement, everything is goal orientated.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see him coming towards the ball like all the time to get on the. He just wants to score, bruv. Like, that's it. He don't want to do nothing else. Like that's just
Yep.
all he wants to do. He don't care about taking players on. He don't care. He just wants to score in it, and that's just what it is. And it's one of them things where whether you like him or not, or whether you rate him or not, this guy is going to get goals, bruv.
Yep.
He's just going to get them because that's just his attitude. But his all-round game is going to be frustrating, and that's why he's more effective probably from out wide in the modern game. And also, he's great as an impact sub. If you start him, you'll get sick of him because you can't watch him for 90 minutes.
I agree.
Do you know what I'm saying? You'll get sick
I
of
agree.
him. However, 25, 30-minute bursts, devastating.
The man. The dude.
Devastating. Do you know what
The
I mean?
dude,
And,
yeah.
and that's what it is. And as a defender, you do not want to see that, brother. After playing an hour, and then this guy is warming up, and he's gonna run you into the floor for 30 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Similar to what Cavani used to do. He'll just run you into the floor.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? So it's proper mad, bro. Like I can understand why he's the kind of player he'll be a favourite, but he'll be extremely frustrating, bruv.
Yeah. No, 100%, lads. I agree. Now, I love Nunez this season. And again, it's not because he's proven me wrong on the attributes. The attributes is always what I questioned. I remember seeing those compilations. Bro, you can only get a limited amount from compilations. I saw more than what I needed. I was like, no, that first touch is not going to get better. I don't think people understand this. It is a first touch that will not improve. It would have improved by now. That finishing, it's very on and off. I believe, even though he's young in comparison to other ballers, yes, he's got a long time in his career. Based on those fundamentals, Arsene Wenger said it, you don't improve so much on those fundamentals past the age of 16, 17, 18.
Impossible.
For me, even younger, in a lot of, I think really about 14, 15, but you can stretch it a little bit. With Nunez, he's not going to improve on those. But if he has this, then it is chaos personified. It's persistence personified. It's getting in the right areas all the time, not being discouraged. Bro, he literally got cheered by the Bournemouth fans for that poor first touch. The guy goes and slaps one, and then he does the shush. Bro, do you remember when he missed about 4 or 5 sitters in a row? He got his first goal in that X amount of time. Bro, he does this because he knows it's going to go viral on Twitter.
Bro, he just doesn't care, bruv. Like, and that's what it is. It's the mentality. Do you know what I mean? And when you look at someone like Nunez, like the way he strikes the ball, it's not lack of technique why he don't score. It's because he don't have the temperament. The thing is, finishers are born. Like, you're a Liverpool fan. Obviously, you're not old enough. But when Michael Owen, came through, the difference between Owen as a finisher was that, bro, he was so composed in the box. Because that's what finishing is about. Finishing is about composure. Finishing isn't about taking the lever off the football. You don't even have to connect with the ball, like, super hard. You don't have to connect with it perfectly. It's all about being calm. Nunez... the reason why he won't improve as a finisher is because you can't teach temperament to players. Some players are very, very calm in front of goal. Some players aren't. But one thing he will do is he'll keep going, bruv. He'll keep going. And that's the thing. And that's the most difficult thing to deal with as a defender, bro. Because it's like, no matter what happens, he's going to keep going, bro. You know what I mean? And them kind of strikers are a nightmare. They're an absolute nightmare to play against because they're just going to keep going. If he misses 6th, he'll still make the run for the 7th. Whereas some players, if they miss 2 or 3 chances, next time the ball comes to them, they might try and pass it. We've seen it even with Rashford, guys. Like one of the games not too long ago where he was through and he could have shot. And I think he try and pass it to Bruno or something and the pass wasn't good. And people were saying it wasn't, or maybe Bruno tried to pass it to Rashford. One of the other ways around, I'm not sure what it was, but he's in a goal scoring position. He's tried to play the pass, and it's a bad pass. And the reason why he didn't shoot is because he had a few shots before and they were rubbish. So the confidence is not there no more. So it's like, all right, cool, I'm going to pass this one. Do you know what I mean? Nah, bruv. Nunez ain't passing shit, bruv. Like, it can be the 8th chance, 9th chance, 10th chance. He's missed 10. He's taking that shot, bro. And that's why he'll always score.
Yeah. Bang on. It's like, bro, I've never seen a player miss an amount of sitters in such a short space of time, but then still be on such a good wavelength with the fan base. I've never seen a case like Nunez with Liverpool. I've never seen it. I would say based on ability, I could name you 10 strikers that we've had who are better than him. Based on ability, I'm not saying based on the output that we'll end up getting.
Loads.
Bro, I think, you think of Owen, you think of Suarez, Sturridge, Torres, you're thinking about even like some of the stinkers, like Christian Benteke, who had at least basic fundamentals. And like
you can control
Mario
the ball
Balotelli
if you play
just
into
didn't
him.
have this. Yeah, but like Nunez is he's probably worse in attributes than some of these dudes, but there's a way that he makes it work. And I'm willing to see how this works, bro, because I truly believe I've never seen a player like Nunez for Liverpool. And I truly believe I'm never going to see a player like Nunez again for Liverpool.
There's not many players like him in world football, bro. Like, he's just... Because he's got crazy physical attributes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? He's got no composure. but he just keeps going, bruv. Like, he just keeps going, bro. Like, what can you say? Like, you have to admire his mentality. His mentality is one of one, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense. Because like someone said, if Richarlison had Nunez's confidence, because Richarlison had a few bad weeks, and man's talking about he needs to go see a psychologist, bruv. Nunez got bought for 100 million euros, got dropped, got moved out of position, and he just doesn't care, bro. Like, man's still running to the crowd saying, what now, bruv? I slapped one in the top corner, came off the bench, bagged a brace to beat Newcastle with 10 men. This guy doesn't know, He doesn't know. In his head, he's the best striker in the world, bruv. Like, he doesn't know. Like, all the stuff that we're saying, he genuinely doesn't know, bruv. Like, he doesn't know. He's the guy to him. Yeah. Like, you don't take that shot if you don't think you're the guy, bro. When I saw that goal, I was like, what? I was looking, could the keeper done better? All these things. But I'm thinking the keeper's not thinking he's shooting from there.
Exactly. Because it was central, wasn't it? It was a central shot. It wasn't even like... It weren't top bins like people were trying to say. It wasn't top bins. It was down the middle of the goal, bro. But the keeper's not set to save a shot. Yeah. Because he gets his head up and man think he's going to cross it. Because he was at an angle to cross the ball and he slapped it. So the keeper's probably trying to anticipate, the cross. Yeah. And then it's just dipped over him. Like, yeah. Do you know that jammy kid in school who had maybe a decent shot? He had one thing he was really good at, but the rest of it, terrible player. But he found a way to score in those moments. That is Darwin Nunez. He's the dude who'll find a way. And do you know what, lads? Because that's all I want. If you can do your job as a striker for me is to score goals, create the odd time, but mainly score. And in those big games, we need you. The Newcastle 10 men, if you're going to be subbed on, what's your job? I always said, and I got hate for this, but I always said he was a great Divock Origi replacement. Stylistically, two different players. But in terms of the
but he is a great replacement.
Nunez has done exactly what Divock Origi did, but now on steroids. Someone said before, Timo Werner on steroids. I think Origi as well, because he's getting those big moments goals. And he's now getting them a bit more regularly. I think he's now on... I think it's is it 14 or 15 goal contributions this season? Might be 14. Crazy. Wild, I think it's 7 goals, 6 assists, all of them for Salah. The assists. So, lad, he's just incredible. And just to compliment him with the other attackers that we've got, because my favourite attacker that we've got is Gakpo. All-rounder player.
Yeah, because he's the most polished out of all of them.
I agree.
What I'm saying?
And he has a goal in him as well. He has a goal in him, Gakpo. He's not just a player who's going to be like Bobby, where he goes 5-6 games without a goal. He knows how to score. He scored. Yeah. I think it was 25 goals. Or I think he had 40 goal contributions for PSV prior to joining us. Yeah. And then you've got Jota, who's just a poacher, but he's not one to get involved. Whereas Nunez is different to both. So we've got 3 different type of forwards.
All your forwards are different stylistically. Like, even with Diaz, he more wants to get on the ball, take people on, do stuff like that. Salah, do you know what I mean? We'll try and drive in behind, get shots off. Like, everyone's different, innit? And I think that's the beauty of it, is because all 5 of them got different profiles. You could play any 3 from the 5 and it still works. Yeah. It still works. You just have to move them to different positions. Do you know what I mean? So, no, it's mad right now. I can't even lie. It's crazy. And even the Origi shout, it's spot on. The biggest thing with Nunez is because people are looking at the price tag, bro. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because it's the same way with Man United. We had Chicharito Hernandez, yeah, and he used to
yeah.
bag loads of goals off the bench for us.
There we go.
He had mad pace,
Yeah,
and he couldn't really dribble, but he was good in and around the box.
yeah,
And he scored loads of goals for us, and nobody was shouting, "Oh, he needs to start." Everyone understood
yeah,
that he was an impact player, and he was better off the bench. Like we
yeah.
understood that. No one was screaming for this guy to start games, and more often than not, when he started games, he didn't have the same impact.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them
That's
ones where,
exactly what Nunez has been.
yeah,
The
for a
difference
team like
is
Liverpool, he's not good enough, in my opinion, to be starting week in week out for Liverpool because he lacks a lot technically, quality
yeah,
wise, yeah, for a player that should be playing at one of the top teams in Europe. He lacks that.
yes,
But he's a dangerous squad player, bro. He's a valuable squad player. Like,
massively. Like whatever he ends up doing, whether he, because I agree with you. I don't think you lose goals if you make Nunez a player for 30 minutes opposed to 90 minutes. I don't think you lose
no, you
Nunez
don't.
goals.
You
I
don't.
think when Nunez is given less time, it increases the urgency. So if he's to come on for the final 30 minutes, I think that's now in Nunez's mind. Like, I need to maximise these 30 minutes. Because Liverpool fans will probably comment on this and they'll say, well, I think Nunez should start. Well, I would respond saying, well, it's a lovely problem to have that we've got this conflict. But you can't dispute someone like Diogo Jota, who when he first joined the club, he got 20 goals prior to January, broski. He had 20 goals by January. When you think of Gakpo, last season, he overtook Nunez and our performances went from and we were missing goals because of the sitters Nunez was missing, and we elevated because of the stylistic differences that Gakpo brought. I say to me, use them all for different types of games. I think in the absence of Diaz, we've saw why Jota can be beneficial. Jota is completely opposite to Nunez. He's not going to get involved as much, and he also needs half the chances that Nunez has.
Yeah, he's a poacher. That's what he is. He's just a straight poacher.
There we go. But he's going to score. He'll find a way. He'll find a way to get in that position. And that's why if you're going to play against a low block, you probably want someone like Diogo Jota. If you're going to have less chances, you want him to get on the end of one of them because he's more clinical. His conversion rate's better. Whereas Nunez, if you're playing against say if Chelsea played the high line and Thiago Silva was in that back line, you want him to
Nunez.
play against Thiago Silva. Because Thiago Silva's quality, but he's old. Can he keep up with that type of chaos for 90 minutes? You want that shit out of him. So I agree with you. I think it's a nice problem to have. If I had it my way, I'm starting Gakpo or Jota. That's my way. People will say that's an agenda. No, I'm saying there's great value in bringing Nunez off the bench. More so 100%. Than Gakpo and a Jota.
Yep, he's more dangerous off the bench. 100%.
Gakpo and Jota will have a better impact starting the game than what Nunez would, based on evidence. And then same vice versa. Off the bench, Nunez has a better impact than both of those two.
Yeah, but it makes sense, bro. But it's the same at United. When players have pace, they tend to be more dangerous off the bench with tired legs. Say the same, and that's why I always said about Garnacho as well. When guys were saying we should start him, I was like, no, he's better off the bench. Same with Rashford. The weird thing is, if you have to choose, between players like Sancho and Rashford, when you look at their attributes, Rashford's always going to be better off the bench. Always, because he's got more pace and he's more direct. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones where if both players aren't scoring goals, then I'm bringing Rashford off the bench because he gives you something. He can change a game with his pace. So the profile of a Nunez, because of his profile, you don't need... Firstly, it's actually scientifically impossible, for someone as explosive as him and for someone that runs as much of him to keep that same level up for 90 minutes because no human being, can charge up and down the pitch for 90 minutes at the same intensity, not get tired. And because he ain't got an amazing touch and all these things, the more tired he is, the more sloppy he's going to be. Yeah. So if you keep him fresh and you get a fresh 30 minutes of Nunez, it's enough to devastate teams. It's enough. You don't need him for 90 minutes. You don't need him for 94 minutes, bro, because all he's going to do is be wasting his energy getting tired when the other team are fresh. And then when he's tired, he's going to mess up anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them things where you saw the Newcastle game was a prime example of exactly why. Even with a man less, he's like he'll run for two players. Yeah. If you give him 20 minutes, he'll run for two players. Like he's got a very, very specific skill set. Yeah. And it needs to be managed.
I agree with someone in the chat. I think his name was George, and he said that let Nunez start until like the legs run off with that type of system. And then bring in Gakpo as like a false nine when If Nunez is having a bad run of games,
just to
or
calm
let's
things
say he's
down.
missing a lot of chances, do that, because I think now that Nunez is on fire, you don't want to upset him in any way because he has been one of our most informed attackers. Bar Salah, you're probably saying Nunez has been numero uno, you know what I mean, out of the front line. But then when the wheels fall off, bring back in Gakpo. And this is why I'm just saying, like, listen, I don't care as long as we win. I don't care.
You have to
who
let him
starts.
play out. You need to let him play out this purple patch. When strikers are confident,
Yes.
you just keep picking them.
There we go.
100%. 100%.
Bang
That's
on.
just good management. Any manager knows. When a striker's in their groove, you just let them keep shooting until they run out of bullets. And then you change them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem like the kind of player that's going to moan if he's not playing. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the one thing about him. Like, because he got bought for big money. He could have come in with a big ego. And it doesn't seem like he's that kind of player, because when he got pulled out of the team, when he's been asked to do a different position, he's just getting on with it.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Which is decent.
Facts.
So that also shows, it could be man management. Obviously, I don't know how your manager manages your players. I have no idea. But it could be good man management, or it could just be just a calm guy and he's happy to just help the team, innit? Either one is good, because it didn't look like he got upset. Do you know what I'm saying? When he wasn't playing.
Yeah, he looks like he's ready to take the next opportunity. That's a good question in the comments as well from someone there about, is this attack better than Mane, Firmino and Salah? As a trio, I don't think there's any trio that you can make out of this current front three that was better than that front three. I think that was an incredible front three of Firmino.
Yeah, that front three had everything.
Yeah, I think it was amazing. But what I will say is that this isn't just the front three. It's not.
It's 5.
Yes, it's not a front three and then Minamino. It's a front three, and then it's Gakpo, Jota. You've got players who would start for top European sides all across Europe. We've got guys who are all capable and have proven of being 20-goal contributors in a season. Every one of them. So that's why I'd say this attack collectively is better than that one, because what does everyone bang on about? Depth. Great.
Yeah.
But then I will sit there and say there's no trio that we can make of this front three that was better than that one. I thought that was such an interesting question, and I haven't even thought about it.
Yeah, you got goals everywhere. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to give me 5 players that get goals over 3 players that get goals, it speaks for itself. Do you know what I mean? And you've got more options when you got 5, because you can pick different trios when you need different things. Have different kinds of players coming off the bench when you need different things. You got more potential to adapt to the opposition and to adapt to what's going on in front of you. Do you know what I mean? And that's what a manager wants. You want more options. That's what you want. So, it's just one of those things, man. 100%. Man saying, I can't lie, Nunez is clear Rashford. Bro, at least with Nunez, you know what you're going to get. Rashford is so overrated, it's unbelievable. And that's just what it is. Because as much as I don't rate Nunez technically and stuff like that, at least he scores goals, bro. Like, at least he scores goals, and at least he has strengths. Like, with Nunez, I can point out loads of things he doesn't do well, but I can point out things he does well. With Rashford, I cannot point out anything that he does well other than he strikes the ball pretty well. That's it. Nothing else. Yeah. Like, he can put his foot through a ball. That's it. Because his dribbling's overrated. He don't have a first touch, and he doesn't have the intelligence that Nunez has. And he doesn't have the work rate Nunez has. Even if Rashford pressed like Nunez pressed and was a bit smarter in his movement, he could get away with having a bad touch or all these other things.
Yeah.
But Rashford thinks he's the kind of player he isn't. Do you know what I mean? The best thing any footballer can do is know their limitations and play around them. That's the one thing here. When you look at players like Lampard and that, very limited player. But the reason why he got to the top is because he knew what his strengths were and he knew what his weaknesses were, and he played to his strengths. You never saw Lampard picking up the ball trying to dribble and do, because he knew that wasn't him, bro.
Salah's kind of the same, innit?
Yeah, Salah knows that Salah, as he's gotten older, now he's starting to realize that, this is my thing. I'm gonna do this, and that's sometimes what you get with experience, bro. Like, Rashford's 26. He's not young, bro.
Yeah.
He still thinks that he's a dribbler. He still thinks that he's a player that's gonna come to the ball, pick up the ball, take players on, go past them. He's not that player. I would respect him more if he said, you know what? I can't dribble. I ain't got
Yeah.
first touch. I'm just going to run away from the ball, run into space. And my thing is going to be, I'm just going to pressure people into a mistake and try and score goals. Similar to
Yeah.
what Nunez does. Do you know what I'm saying? Nunez don't try and pick up the ball, yeah, and do step overs and run past people. He knows that ain't him.
Yeah.
He knows that ain't him, bro. He knows that's not him, bro. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones where, as a footballer, once you understand what profile you fit into, that's when you can maximize.
Fact.
Don't try to do skills if you ain't got skills. It don't make sense. That's not you. Do you know what I mean? Someone's trying to argue that Lampard's not limited there in the chat. Do you know what I mean? I'll be real, yeah. Whatever you think you know, yeah, you don't know. Because Lampard is a very limited player. But the things that he does,
and I knew when you said that. I knew
Yeah.
when you said that you upset a few bums in the chat.
he's very limited. He's very limited.
I agree.
Do you know what I'm saying? He's very limited, bro. But he
knew what he needed to do.
He
and
knew what
how
he
to use it.
needed to do, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? He knew he couldn't play box to box like Steven Gerrard because he ain't got Steven Gerrard's engine. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's limited. Limited doesn't mean you're rubbish. Limited means, that you know what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And if you ask Frank, he would say the same thing. He knew his limits.
Yep.
He worked very hard on what he was good at. So his finishing,
more of a
arriving
compliment.
into the box. Of course it is. It's a compliment because when you're limited and you can still get to the levels that he got to, it shows you just how intelligent he is as a footballer.
There we go.
That doesn't mean that he's not limited. He's limited.
Oh yeah, there's been midfielders who are more well-rounded than Lampard ability-wise, but they haven't had the intelligence or application to show.
Exactly, and they don't have the numbers that he has either.
Does.
Exactly, and they don't have the numbers he has either.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Bruno Fernandes is very limited as well.
Yeah.
Very limited. But when he was scoring goals, everyone was talking about him like he was the best midfielder in the world. But he can't dribble. He can't receive the ball in tight spaces. He hasn't got a great range of passing. He hasn't got a great range of pass. He doesn't win tackles. There's loads of things he doesn't do. He's limited, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. That's not an insult. A lot of footballers are limited, but the best footballers understand what their limitations are and they play to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, man's saying, even David Beckham, he had limitations. David Beckham wasn't a dribbler. When did you see David Beckham pick up the ball and dribble past players? He knew full well that weren't his game. So he crossed the ball early.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I don't care how many times you watch Frank Lampard. That doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I mean? Bear man watch porn every day and can't fuck, bro. You know what I mean? So, do you know what I mean? So, I don't care. I don't, bro.
Wait,
What,
that
man?
was so funny.
What?
That was great from you. Well done. Oh.
What, man? What?
That was funny. That was a star as fuck.
What, bro?
Oh my days. That's great.
Yeah, but it's true though.
No, it's very true. It's a great example. No, fair play. Scholes said it, didn't he? He was like, you know, he knew what he was very good at as a player. And he talked about it when asked about being compared to Steven Gerrard. And he was like, there's just certain things I could never do that Steven Gerrard did. So I stuck to what I knew. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's coming from a great technical baller. There was things Scholes did that Gerrard couldn't do nowhere near as well. But Gerrard still found a way to do his own way of it. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm trying to say, bro.
That's
Like, Scholes was a lot more limited than Steven Gerrard physically, and he knew it. Do you know what I'm saying? Scholes, he knew that he couldn't pick up the ball, drive 40 yards like Steven Gerrard did. He weren't flying into tackles, whatever. Like, Scholes knew what he was good at, bro. Man even said Scholes had asthma, bro, and he drank a lot. Scholes weren't on the physical side of the game. He was limited. Gerrard probably had the least limitations out of all three of them, but Scholes mastered the art of being able to control a football match.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And also, he had decent feet as well. If you look at some of the goals that Paul Scholes scored, dropping the shoulder and little touches in tight spaces and going past players and that. Like, I remember he scored one goal. I couldn't even tell you who it was against. It was so long ago. Where he picked up the ball on the edge of the box, dropped the shoulder, went past a player, and he kind of chipped it over the keeper. Like, Paul Scholes had great feet in tight spaces. Better feet than Gerrard and Lampard in tight spaces. Mm-hmm. That's why Paul Scholes was able to drop and play the regista role and receive the ball in the first phase a lot better than Gerrard could and better than Lampard could, because technically And in terms of speed of thought, he was the superior player. But in terms of complete athleticism and versatility, Gerrard could play right wing. Lampard couldn't play right wing. Scholes couldn't
Yeah.
play right wing because
Yeah.
Gerrard had the athleticism and the intangible things that these guys didn't have.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Like, so they would like in terms of limitations, Gerrard had the least limitations because he had the athleticism that the other two didn't have.
That's right. That's right. No,
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying?
I think them three are a really good example to use when it comes to emphasising like what would be great for one team is not necessarily what another team would need. You know, they're all very different and offer very different things. Like Paul Scholes is a prime example, bro. Prime example. Like just what you talk about him in tight spaces and stuff like that. That will be so beneficial to that Man United team. It's untrue. It's incredible, and you wouldn't get that from Gerrard. But then there's a lot of things from Gerrard you don't get from Scholes. So that's a good example. To be fair, I'm 5 minutes behind of what you said before. That was incredible from you. That was amazing. I feel like the chat are the same. I don't think we can just move on from that one. That's got to go on Twitter. That's got to get 1 million views. If it doesn't, then I don't know how this world works. That was great.
Nah, but bro, but I'm just saying, do you know what I mean? Because I don't know, like, I don't understand how someone's justification is, I watched him loads of times. So what? Like, if you're watching something and you don't know what you're watching, it doesn't matter how many times you watched it. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I said loads of man watch porn every day and still can't fuck because you don't know what you're watching.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is,
that's
bro.
It,
like.
lads. It is true, though, and that's a bar, by the way, because it's so true. And I know there's a lot of people who just listen to that and their hearts sunk. You know what I mean? They were like, "Shit, like, that was a personal attack." You know
no, because it's like, bro, that's why they say practice makes permanent. It don't make perfect, bro. Because if you practice something incorrectly, it doesn't make perfect.
That's right.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that's exactly it. So saying, "Oh yeah, I watched him hundreds of times," it doesn't mean you know.
It's not a true justification, yeah.
Yeah. Just
you
because you watch someone 100 times, that doesn't mean
this is why, like, this is why I could never talk about, you know, like players from the 90s or the early 2000s where I weren't watching football as much because of my age. I can still at least go back and look at their fundamentals and then be truthful about their fundamentals, about what I see in these little clips. What were they good at? What were they not good at? But I couldn't tell you about the ins and outs of their career. I could do the same in 20 years' time. Little James goes back and watches Eden Hazard. Oh my God, he was amazing in the Premier League, one of the greatest all-time Premier League players. He must have killed it when he went to Real Madrid. Well, no, that never happened. Context matters. He never killed it when he went to Real Madrid. But you're right, he was a great player who had great fundamentals. But like what you say, just because you've watched someone for an excessive amount of time does not equate to knowledge on this player being better than that player. And then now if you are going to say that, well, what's this player better than this player at? You know what I'm saying? And that's the honest conversation that needs to be had because we do too much. This is why I've always said Ronaldo and Messi should have never been a thing. That was...
because the two players are so far away from each other. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's the same with the Gerrard and Lampard. For instance, when they do Gerrard, Lampard and Scholes, really, if you're a good manager, you can play all three of them.
Yes.
You can. You're not going to get the best out of all three of them, but you can play all three of them. You can. It's possible because all their strengths are different. So... there's no way that you can't fit them all in a team, bro. I watched Brazil fit all their players into a team and it worked, bruv. Like, you can do it. It might be unorthodox. It might mean you might have to play a player that is specifically in the team just to make up for what these men lack. Yeah. It happens. But you can play them all. Even if it means you have to play Gerrard out wide. He played right wing for Liverpool. Some of his best football he played on the right for Liverpool. So Gerrard can play there. There's no reason why Scholes and Lampard can't both play in a midfield with someone else that's going to do what these two can't do and you play Gerrard out wide. The problem was they played Scholes on the left and England wanted to play a 4-4-2 so badly. That was the issue. So these things could have absolutely been made true. Like when people, like loads of Chelsea fans would turn around and say Lampard was the best because GA. Okay then. But then... when we start to put down a spreadsheet and we say, what can Lampard do that Gerrard can't do, Scholes can't do? What can Gerrard do that Scholes can't do, Lampard can't do? You realise that Lampard was the least talented out of all three of them. By far.
Bang on.
By far. Because Scholes and Gerrard could pass better than him, both of them. When it comes to shooting, it's very close. It depends on what you like. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because you can't turn around and say for 100% that Lampard could strike a ball better than Gerrard or Scholes.
Yeah.
Because Scholes was an amazing striker of a football. So was Steven Gerrard. Look at the volley that Paul Scholes scored against Aston Villa. Look at the volley and he scored one that was from the corner kick. Was it Beckham to Scholes?
Yeah.
I ain't seen Frank Lampard score a volley like that.
Yeah.
I ain't seen it.
That was different.
So, when we talk about striking the ball, Steven Gerrard's got the most power out of the three of them because he's the better athlete, makes sense.
Yeah.
The more explosive one. But in terms of striking the ball, bro, it's between Gerrard and Scholes. And in terms of volleying the ball, Paul Scholes is one of the cleanest volleyers of a football I've ever seen in my life. I'd argue that when it comes to volleying a ball, Scholes is probably the best. Striking it off the ground, Gerrard's probably the best because he's got the power, he's got the accuracy. Do you know what I'm saying? When it comes to running and tackling, Gerrard's better than Lampard.
Yeah.
When it comes to carrying the ball, he's better than Lampard. When it comes to being in tight spaces with players around him, Scholes is better than both of them.
Yeah.
I don't see anywhere that Lampard is better than them at anything, apart from what? Taking penalties? Because he took more?
I don't know if we can really... I don't know. Like, if you give them all 100 penalties, they probably all would have still took 6 penalties. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we'll give Lampard the penalties.
Yeah, we'll give Lampard penalty. I hear what you're saying, though. Based on... But this is for more modern-day fans, you can do this with Hazard and Salah. There's so many things in which Hazard outweighs Salah when it comes to attribute for attribute. But if you're going to generalise the overall context in terms of legacy, attributes, stats, trophies, you know, all these things combined into one, you can maybe say that what Salah's achieved is now, in terms of legacy, outweighed what Hazard did. But as a player and as for talent, it's incomparable.
It's not comparable. Yeah, Eden Hazard's different.
But that's not taken away from Salah. That's not taken away.
It's not taken away from Salah at all.
While simultaneously saying Hazard's one of the best dribblers that I've seen. I'll say this about Quaresma. I would not say Quaresma has had a better legacy than Salah, but there is so many things that Quaresma can do that Salah cannot do. So many things. On the ball.
Crazy. When it comes to on the ball, it's not comparable. But football's about a bit more than that. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Like, even the Lampard, he's saying he's best at timing runs into the box. Guys, when Paul Scholes broke into the Manchester United team, Paul Scholes was a striker. Paul Scholes, when it comes to arriving late in the box, you talk about finishing, go watch some compilations of Paul Scholes. Not old 36-year-old Paul Scholes that was playing as a regista. Look at young Paul Scholes that was arriving in the box, scoring headers and stuff like that, and tell me that Lampard was better at arriving in the box. You watch young Paul Scholes and you will see, that Paul Scholes was a better finisher. Look at Paul Scholes in the box.
Yeah.
Honestly, look at Paul Scholes in the box, because a lot of people remember Paul Scholes that was controlling the midfield, spraying passes. They don't remember the Paul Scholes that was arriving and scoring goals. The difference is, Lampard in the peak of his career played in a system that allowed him the freedom to get in those positions. But I promise you, Paul Scholes in them positions, is scoring as many goals, bruv, if not more.
Yeah, I was going to say Scholes was underrated for that, you know. He was underrated for that because he was actually quality at stuff like that. By the way, shout out to Saeed in the chat as well, mate.
Big up Saeed, bro. Manchester Derby. Manchester Derby. Paul Scholes comes out of retirement, scores a mad header. Yeah. Bro, man don't realise how good Paul Scholes was at heading the ball, you know, and he's like 5'7".
That was it. He also had a very unique role in that United team to where it changed at times. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Different roles, and because he was so great at a lot of things, he was able to do these things. But yeah, man, it's a great conversation to have, to be honest. But this is what I love. I love context talk in a way. I don't like it when it's just general. That's lazy to me to say this player's better. All right, well, now I need to establish what is your definition of better, goals and assists. Well, I don't agree with that.
But that's what the argument comes down to. It comes down to goals and assists. It does.
That's a very limited capacity. That's very one-dimensional conversation for me that I don't enjoy. I don't. When I'm having those conversations, I don't agree with the sole premise of goals means better. No, I don't like that. You know what I mean? Because you're discrediting there's centre backs who've got better ability than someone like Mohamed Salah at certain things. You know what I mean?
100%.
On the ball attributes. So we can't now just nullify it. There's all-round things to the game, and there's so many people. Jack Grealish, barely any numbers in his time at City. You cannot deny the impact that he's had on that team. However, in terms of last season and what he was doing and the chances he was creating, not just on the ball, but also off the ball, like even the space that he's creating for other players, how he's dragging players out, that is so huge and influential. For that to be ignored because of a lack of numbers is so incredibly a big shame to me. A big
But
shame.
it gets ignored now because of how modern football is digested that way now. Like, people are watching less. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, even the fact that a lot of these guys, like, you'll see them, they'll be on Twitter, they'll be talking and that. But the thing is now, when I was growing up, bro, we had to wait till match of the day to see goals. If we didn't watch the match, if the match was live and we didn't watch it, we had to wait till match of the day. Like, there was none of this, the goal's posted on Twitter almost straight after it happens.
Yeah.
And then it's on YouTube straight after the game. So you don't have to wait for match of the day. Most of these men are watching 4-minute highlights of a game. And they think that they know what's going on. Like, they're not watching full matches anymore. And that's why they're judging performances on numbers. Like, Jack Grealish was amazing last season. His GA wasn't crazy. He was one of the most important players in big games for Man City.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, like, he put in a man of the match performance against Arsenal. And that was the game. That was the game where everyone was like, yo, City beat Arsenal at Arsenal. This could be the turning point in the season. Do you know what I'm saying? And only because he scored in that game. But he has loads of performances like that. Against us, he was the best player on the pitch. And he got the pass before the assist from Bernardo to Erling Haaland. No one's talking about Grealish's performance because you only get glorified in the modern game if you're putting up numbers. That is literally the only thing. And the reason why Pep hasn't played him as much this season is for disciplinary reasons. Like, we know that. Like, Grealish was out partying and this, that, and the other, and he got pulled out the team, bro. Like, we know that. It's not because of man's output. Like, Daps even told you lot, bro. Like, there was a time, I think Pep had COVID or something, so he was away. And apparently Jack Grealish went to some festival, turned up to training drunk and that, got in some disciplinary trouble and got pulled out of the team. Like, so the fact that him not playing, it's not because of his performances why he wasn't playing, it's because he was being disciplined. So it's one of them ones where, like, it is what it is. Like, his performances speak for itself, and he's a very underappreciated footballer in the modern game because he doesn't get numbers. Like, even Gareth Southgate came out and said the reason why he doesn't pick Grealish is look at the amount of goals that Sterling gets. Look at the amount of goals that Rashford gets. His argument for not playing Jack Grealish was goals. That was his argument. And the interview's there. The interview's actually there. Gareth Southgate said he doesn't score enough goals. That's why he's not playing. Like, bro, he's not a striker.
Yeah.
So why are we judging him on goals?
Facts.
Why are we judging him on goals?
Weird. It's a weird thing. Yeah,
My thing is, let bruv, judge strikers on goals. Yeah. And judge other players on everything else. If you're a midfielder for me and you score goals, I'll always see the goals as the cherry on top of the cake.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my midfielder. Can he receive the ball under pressure? Because it's the most congested part of the pitch. Can he receive the ball?
Yeah.
What's his vision like? How's his weight of pass? How does he carry the ball? All of these things are weight.
Gerrard was a goal-scoring midfielder at times, but he had a lot of other things to why he was.
That's what I mean. He was tracking back, winning big tackles. Do you know what I'm saying? He was winning his aerial duels. All of these other things he was doing. The goals were a bonus.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? The goals were a bonus for me. Do you know what I mean? With Scholes, the goals were a bonus. For me, if Lampard wasn't scoring, I'm like, I don't need him.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to control a game like Scholes. He's not going to control the tempo. He's not going to put himself about physically like Gerrard. So if he's not scoring, and this is the same thing I have with Bruno. If he's not scoring, you're useless to me.
But that's why
you're taking
Scholes over Bruno. because of the fact that if there's not going to be the numbers, you're still getting a great midfielder performance, which is going to give an all-round benefit to the team, which is what's
100%.
most important at the end of the day. These goals, like you say, are a cherry on top. If you're losing the ball, which Bruno does, with his misplaced passes, with his over amount of attempted crosses into the box, with his attempted shots, these are actually huge detriments that's swinging the momentum into the other team's favour. It gives them possession. It breaks up whatever it was United would have been cooking prior to that. And then next thing you know, you're under the cosh. It might not be a direct mistake from Bruno, but it can be a domino effect, which started from a Bruno poor decision. That doesn't happen with Paul Scholes.
Yeah.
At least less often.
100%.
So I understand what you're saying, but this is why I say it's a limited perception to have. But this is just the modern day perception to have when it comes to it. I'm rather than a Paul Scholes who's going to get, let's say he gets 5 goals and 5 assists over the course of a 38-game season. I'm taking that over a Bruno Fernandes who might get 10 goals and 10 assists. I'm absolutely taking that. Because I can guarantee that means that there's going to be more goals from Rooney. There's going to be more goals from Ronaldo. There's going to be more goals from the actual goal scorers, opposed to the people who are supposed to do the job in the midfield. If Bruno's job is to score goals, you play him in the front three. You don't leave him to do the job that a midfielder is required to do, because he underperforms in each one of those areas. Yeah. So you can't just have him consistently playing week in, week out for that reason in a midfield position. It was like when he was getting numbers. His average position was higher than Bobby Firmino at Liverpool.
Crazy.
It goes to show. That was what he was suited to. He got that freedom at Sporting Lisbon as well. It weren't just sitting back. It was a less intense league, but he also had that freedom to go and be kind of just whatever. Sometimes number 10, sometimes false 9, whatever. But I understand what you're saying though. It's the all-round game that matters most, broski, and people don't see that side of it nowadays.
No, of course they don't, bro. They never see that side, bro, and that's just how it is. So, bro, the game is the game, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Game is game, fam.
It is 100%. So, do you know what I mean? You'll see that, bro. Because man said without goals, you're still a top class player, bro. Everyone you ask about Frank Lampard, they talk about
his goals.
His goals. That's all they talk about.
Yeah, no, his goals.
Do you know what I mean? That's all they talk about. Like, let's not pretend that literally that his whole legacy is his goals, blood. His whole legacy. No one don't talk about anything else.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? When people talk about
that's
Gerrard,
why Scholes is so good in it, because he weren't even known for his goals.
And he scored goals, but he wasn't known for his goals. But he scored goals, bruv. Man, Paul Scholes, he scores goals, blood. There's a chant.
Yeah. Even Gerrard, who's so well-rounded, and he was a well-rounded midfield. Gerrard still to be in quality without goals, but even he's remembered for his big goals, because he was a big game goal scorer. But Scholes, you know he's that good because he's still in that conversation. And he weren't getting goals like Gerrard or Lampard. You know what I mean? He weren't getting goals like them too. So he's still a quality player, just for many different reasons.
100%. When you think of Gerrard, you think of important goals, but you also think of him running, slide tackles. You think of like them long diagonal passes. You think of loads of different things. When I think about Lampard, I just think about goals. That's the only thing about his game that stood out different to anyone else, was the fact that he was one of the only midfielders in world football that you could almost guarantee 20 goals a season from. That's what separated him from everyone else. Nothing else. That's it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's it. Do you know what I'm saying? Man will talk about Paul Scholes' his whole career. You hear Xavi, all these men talking about Scholes, and no one mentions goals, bro. They talk about the player. It's a different conversation, bro. These men are not, they're not all in the same, they're not of the same ilk. They're all different players, innit? But this notion that you're a better player than someone because you score more goals than them needs to be thrown in the bin.
I agree.
Because that doesn't make sense. And even Gerrard as well, the leadership, people talk about that as well. That's one thing that Lampard and Scholes didn't have.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Gerrard's thing was different. He'll put the team on the back 2-0 down and get you a 3-2. Like, you don't expect that from Lampard or Scholes. So when you think about Gerrard, you're thinking about different things.
I remember when Ibrahimovic went to America and he was asked the question, like, are you the best player in the US? Because there's a player who also plays in LA, but for the other team. And his name's Carlos Vela or something like that.
Carlos Vela, yeah.
Vela. And he said, well, think about it. I was in Europe in my prime, and he's here in his.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what he said. He goes, where was I at his age? You know, like that. Yeah.
But the point that he's making there is that, listen, just because he might have the most goals in this league does not by any way make him a better player than me. Not even close. Not even close. And that's a prime example. Like, don't just because one player's got more goals in a campaign. No one was saying that season Vela is better than Ibra. Not one person. And rightly so. But that's why goals shouldn't be your sole metric. It's got to be more balanced. It's got to be more well-rounded. Context matters as well. It's like, there's probably Saudi players who have got more goals than Bobby Firmino this season.
It's true, though. But that doesn't mean they're better players than Bobby.
There we go. Nah, Bobby Firmino might just not care as much no more. He might just be there for some burgers. You know what
100%. I mean? Nah, there's more to the game than just notching. And that's why I say, guys, obviously, it's very difficult, because of the way football's consumed now. It's very difficult to look past that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's very difficult to look past that. But you have to, bro, because no matter who you are in football, goals dry up. They do dry up. And when they do dry up, that is when you start getting the other conversations. Like when last season, when Haaland went through a patch where he weren't scoring, it was, Man City a better team without him. When he wasn't scoring. No one ever wonders if the team's better without you when you're scoring goals.
Yeah.
No, that conversation doesn't come up. That conversation only comes up when you're not scoring goals no more. And he's the most prolific goal scorer in world football right now. And that was being asked, that was being asked about him. And that same thing goes for everyone else, bro. Like, even the Bruno situation with us right now. The only reason why people are having real dialogue with Bruno now, because he's not scoring no more. He's playing now the way he's always played for us.
Yeah, you're right. You're bang on.
Like, he's playing the same way. Bruno's performances have not gotten worse.
Nah, because you were saying that when he was scoring as well, weren't you? You were like, listen, even though it's great that he got a goal or two, he was a detriment to a lot of things as well.
100%. And then they say, GA, like he's got 6 GA in the last 4 games. I'm like, bro, he's been rubbish. Same with Rashford as well. Rashford last season was rubbish.
Yeah.
Rubbish. Even the goal, he scored this season was against Arsenal. He was rubbish in that game. And he scored a good goal. But he was rubbish for the whole game and he scored. And he puts in performances like that every week and he might get away with a brace and do absolutely nothing else in that game. That is not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Yeah. And this is the thing. So when players are on hot streaks and they're scoring goals, it's what else are you adding to the football team? Because when you're not scoring, do you still justify your name on that team sheet?
Yeah, like, are you justifying your wages still?
That's it. That's it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's all nice being able to score goals. Do you know what I mean? It's the final action. But what about everything else?
Yeah. And you know what? People can relate to this even on a personal level. If you take yourself back to school and you played with those kids who were just always kind of sniffing in around the box and just trying to get those goals, it was annoying because you could see you were losing the ball a lot and you were like, lad, like, even though you might score, you're costing us a lot. So you can look at it from a personal experience. But what people see now is what you say, these little graphics on Twitter where it's like 2 goals, 2.2 shot, this, that, you know what I mean? Expected goals. And you're just saying, like, well, yeah, look, he had all this, so this is evidence.
This brother will finish the game, with 56% pass completion, and get a 9 point something on sofa score because he got a goal and an assist.
Yeah.
But you've literally lost the ball every other time you touched it. How the hell do you leave a match with a 9 after giving the ball away every other time you touched it, bro? And this is exactly the problem with football, because these fans will see that Bruno got a 9 point something and assume that he was the best player on the pitch, when really it was the exact opposite. Exact opposite, bro. Like, you cost this team. Because every time you give the ball away, you're starting an attack for the other team.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
Someone's even just used Salah as an example in the comments, saying, like, he can have a stinker for 8 games and still get 8 GA in 7 games, which is right. But what's Salah's job in Liverpool's team primarily? It's to create and it's to score goals.
And to score goals.
He efficiently does both of those things. What we're saying about Bruno is his job primarily is not just scoring goals. It's all the jobs that are required from a top-class midfielder and what is supposed to be a top-class Man United team. If your right winger is your outlet and he is getting goals, but he's having stinkers in the all-round game, unfortunately, whether you like it or not, he's doing his job. He's doing his job. He's doing his fundamentals. Bruno Fernandes is not doing the same thing. He's
not doing the basics as a midfielder. We didn't bring him in, We didn't bring him in to be a goal scorer, like for Man United, like, and only a goal scorer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We didn't bring him in for that. We brought him in, to be a midfielder, to playing midfield, to be a midfielder. When Fernandes came into the club, people said to me, oh, he's a 10. And then when I saw he wasn't a 10, they were like, oh, he's not a 10, he's an 8. I was like, all right, cool. But he don't have any of the qualities of an 8. Why is he not good on the ball? Why is he not good in tight spaces? Why can't he carry the ball? Like, why ain't he got a good way to pass? Because 8s need those things. Erdegaard's an 8. He's not even a 10. He's an 8. Bruno ain't good on the ball to be an 8. He's not good on the ball to be a 10. He plays as a striker from midfield. That's what he does. He plays as a striker from midfield. He doesn't have any of the basic attributes that even makes an average midfielder. An average midfielder, bro. Like, I'll go Everton and take Onana from Everton and replace Bruno with him. Like, bro, there's midfielders in every single team, all the way down to Luton, that I would take instead of Bruno Fernandes. Every single team, bro, I could find you a player that I would replace Bruno with. Bruno's useless. I think James' phone might have died or something because he's frozen. So I'm sure he'll be back. But, bro, he's dead. Now, even this myth, that he's a creative player. He's not a creative player. He's a wasteful player. No, Onana's not bad at all. He's a good midfielder. That's my point. That's my point. Do you know what I'm saying? But the point is, it's one of them ones where Bruno Fernandes doesn't have basic technical abilities, bro. Like, he doesn't. He doesn't have basic technical abilities to be a midfielder at Premier League level, especially not for Manchester United. Because you take him out of Man United, how many other teams in the league are taking him? Let's be honest, bro. Like, bro, Ross Barkley is at Luton, bruv. Ross Barkley's a better footballer than him. It's crazy. I'll take a drunk Ross Barkley over Bruno Fernandes. Like, he's actually a poor footballer, bro, and he's stealing a living at the top level. Man said, have you seen the video of how Bruno used to be a centre-back? Bro, I understand that, because they probably said, let's keep this fraud, as far away from the goal as possible. Do you know what I mean? But he probably stopped growing, so he couldn't play centre-back no more. So they moved him into midfield. It would make sense, bro. I wouldn't even be surprised if he was a right-back or something like that, bro. He's trash. He's actually trash. Yo, my bro. Yo.
Yo, fam. I think my Wi-Fi is now bugging out. Wait there, am I back?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're a bit glitchy, but I can hear you.
Wait there.
But no,
it's going a little bit tingy for me. I think my Wi-Fi stuff.
Yeah, you're jumping. You're jumpy. He'll be back. But yeah, Bruno's trash. It's one of them ones, and I've been calling him out for 3 years, guys. And the thing is, people are only now calling him out because he's not scoring. That's it. And that's the real conversation, guys. John Stones is a centre-back and he's a better midfielder than Bruno Fernandes. Because John Stones is very good at the fundamentals. And John Stones is about 6'2", 6'3", isn't he? He's better on the ball. He's better at turning. He's better at passing. He's better at all of these things. And he's a goal threat from set pieces. And he's a centre-back. And this is the point. So we're only having a discourse about Bruno now because he's not scoring goals. Everyone used to use his GA as a stick to hit me around the head with when I was making very, very obvious very obvious statements about his game. I was making very, very obvious statements, but because he was scoring goals, people were just saying, oh yeah, but 20 GA, he's our top scorer. That's all it was. That's all it was, bro. Man were using that against me at every opportunity. And now he's not scoring goals. We're having discourse. And that's why I'm saying, yeah, that's why I'm saying to you guys, yeah, as much as he's having a great time right now, give Jude time, bruv. Everyone's talking about Ballon d'Ors and all these other things. Listen, give the guy time. He's in a nice purple patch at the moment where almost every time he gets on the pitch, he scores goals. But his overall performances are not very good at the moment. He's young. He will improve as a footballer. Do you know what I'm saying? But do not use the fact that he's scoring goals as the measuring stick for what makes him a good player. Because when he stops scoring, you're going to have to look for other things. Nah, Jude is better than Bruno. 100%. That's not the argument here. The argument here is, don't define him by his goals. Judge him when he stops scoring goals. That's when you'll see who the real player is and what the real player is, when he's not scoring. Because nobody looked at him as a goal machine when he was at Dortmund. Nobody looked at him as a goal machine. But now he's a goal machine at Real Madrid because of the role he's playing in. Everyone's saying Ballon d'Or, best player in the world and stuff. Bro, don't do it to him. Don't put pressure on him because he can't keep scoring at this rate. He's not a goal-scoring midfielder. Yeah. He's a midfielder that's scoring goals at the moment. There will come a time where 5, 6, 7 games go by that he doesn't score. Judge him on what he does in the game. The goal should be the bonus. He's not a centre-forward.
Yep.
And that's the point. So, man need to judge him on his all-round midfield game. Judge him on that. Do you know what I mean? That's what you need to judge him on, bro. Don't judge him on the goals because the goals are not going to be there forever. They're not. It's not sustainable. It's not realistic.
Well, it's like that Brazilian... Who's that Brazilian goalkeeper who scores all the time, like from free kicks? It's like you're not judging him for his free kick goal scoring. You're judging him based on his fact that he's a good goalkeeper.
Good goalkeeper.
You know what I mean? You don't determine whether or not
I'm talking about Saini or something, bro. He was just... That Rogerio Saini, bro. He was just slapping free kicks in the top corner, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man, look at this. Man said, why are you hating on Jude for? This bro is definitely like 15 years old.
This is why I'm using that example. Because people cannot compute what you just said. They take that, what you just said, as you're hating. No, you're saying, identify a midfielder for what a midfielder is there to actually do. Can you do the fundamentals as a midfielder? The same way that goalkeeper who I just used as an example, is he doing his job in the net? Because if he's letting in goals left and right, I don't care how good he is on the ball. Look at Onana right now. He can do great at linking up the play between the back five and he can be brave and go out of his box. If he's not doing the basics of saving the fucking shot, we have a problem. Because you're not doing the job.
I'm saying don't judge man solely on that. That's not hating. It's facts. He's a midfielder. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's just like man said, Rants, why can't he? Bruv, he can evolve into that, bro. However, the point is, Carlo Ancelotti is not going to be at Real Madrid forever. What happens, if a new manager comes in and decides he doesn't want to play a 4-4-2 diamond anymore, and he wants to play a 4-3-3, and Jude has to play a different role, then what happens? He stops scoring goals and then he's rubbish.
Yeah. That's
the point. Don't define him by his goals. Look at him as the footballer. Ancelotti's not going to be there forever. He's not going to play that role forever. So look at his technical assets and look at him as a player and judge him by that. It's great that he's scoring goals, but he doesn't become the best player in the world because he's on a good run of scoring goals. That doesn't make sense because he's not going to be playing in that system where he can score goals every week forever. It's not possible. Yeah. It's not possible. So, like I said, do not judge him on that. He's not a striker. When you start judging midfielders on goals, as soon as they stop scoring goals, then where do you look? Where do you look? Then what does that mean he's not a good player anymore because he's not scoring?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Facts, bro. Facts, I agree.
Because I even said with Bruno, some of the best football he's played for Man United, he hasn't scored. It is possible for players to play well and not score goals, believe it or not. Believe it or not. It is possible. Do you know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, goals does not mean good performances, and good performances do not mean goals.
Yeah.
So, judge man on his performances and the goals will always be a bonus, and then we're in nice territory. But when you start
Yeah.
saying a man's the best player in the world because he's scoring goals for Real Madrid, it's like, bro, what about the rest of the game?
Facts.
That's the point. Like, that's not hate. That's the reality. That's the reality. Because Bruno was the best midfielder in the world until he stopped scoring goals.
Like that, though. I don't get how people get upset at
because
what you've just said, because you haven't listened otherwise.
Nah, but bro, it's because they're standing players. It's like, oh my God, I like him. You said something about him. How dare you? Bro, that's life.
That's weird. That's weird. It's like,
but this is how man support football teams now. This is how man support football teams now. It's like, yo, this is my guy. Now I'm saying, if you don't love everything about him, you're hating. Bro, listen, I like him. I like him as a footballer in terms of his personality comes across like really humble, really well brought up. Comes across like a good kid, bro. Like, even with the video they released of his mum doing his tie for the Ballon d'Or and that he can't even do his own tie. Do you know what I mean? It's great. His mum drops him to training. I love all of this.
Yeah, it's great.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he's a Liverpool fan. He chose Real Madrid, like, because he wanted to go there and play there. Said that he wanted to wear Zidane's number. I love all of this. I love all of it. Do you know what I'm saying? But I also love football. So I'm not going to get carried. Yeah, he's a Liverpool fan. Yeah, Liverpool fan. Do you know what I mean? That's why Gerrard and Henderson were doing the most to get him to Liverpool, because they knew he was a Liverpool fan. So they were like, bro, come home. This is your club. Do you know what I mean? And that's where that all came from. Do you know what I mean?
I thought he was a Birmingham fan. Did he have like two teams?
No, Liverpool fan, bro.
Who? There was someone in the chat there as well. It was like, no rants, like that would require people actually watching the game instead of just going on sofa score. So I think we're gonna have to continue to defend these points.
Bro, listen, bro, in terms of like a modern footballer, he's amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love everything about him. Like, even when you see on his Instagram, end of the season, he goes on holiday with his brother. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just, bro, he's so inoffensive, bro. It's like, how can you not like the guy, bro? Like, he just looks like a great guy. Do you know what I'm saying? But don't even, and like the relationship he has with Vinny and Rodrigo and that, the Brazilian boys, bro, everything about him, he's a top guy, bro. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, do not define him and his career by his goals, because that's not who he is. You're doing him a disservice saying, oh my God, like, he's the best in the world because he's scoring. So what, when he's not scoring anymore, does that mean he's not the best anymore?
Yeah, facts. Well, like, even look at how it's having the toll on his bro, Joe. Joe Bellingham plays for Sunderland right now. He scored 2 goals on his debut. I don't think he scored since. He might have over the past weekend, but otherwise he hasn't scored prior to that. And the point that I'm leading to is that, like, everyone's saying Joe Bellingham is crap because he's not doing what his bro's doing at Real Madrid in terms of goal scoring. So already you've got a fundamentally flawed way of looking at whether or not...
And he's meant to be the better player as well out of the two of them as well, in terms of ability. Well, he's meant to be the better one on the ball.
Don't ask why. I've watched 2 Sunderland games this season. Joe played great in both. He never scored and he never assisted, but he played great in both games. Like, his fundamentals were fantastic. I was like, he looks like a quality player. And like, for 3 million, which is what they bought him for, it looks like they've got a bit of a steal there. But he's not getting those goals, so it's not... And of course, it's in the Championship. It's not at Real Madrid. So I'm not saying he deserves to get the same headlines.
No,
but
he is a baller. His brother's very, very good on the ball. Like, all these other things. Like, I mean, like, man's even come out and said that, yo, his brother's the more talented of the two, yeah. But, bro, no, it's not sustainable for any midfielder, yeah, to score the amount of goals, yeah, that he would have to score this season if he continues at the rate that he's scoring at the moment. It's impossible, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, what, he's going to score 25 goals from midfield? He's not. Do you know what I'm saying? There's gonna be a time where there's 5-6 games he hasn't scored, and then does that mean he's not playing well then because he's not scoring? That's not how you judge midfield players.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying. Goals are bonuses for these guys. Do you know what I mean? Because he scored so many winners for Real Madrid, yeah. Imagine, next 2-3 games, Real Madrid lose 2 of the goals, 2 of the games, or lose 1, draw 1, win 1, and he doesn't score. Does that mean when he didn't score and they lost, does it mean it's his fault he didn't score? Or they drew? What happened to your 92nd minute Bellingham winner? What? He's not scoring anymore. Oh, yeah. What do you mean, bruv? He's a midfielder.
Fact, bro. Fact. I don't,
You know what I
that's
mean?
what you're saying, innit? It's like just don't judge them solely on that. Don't
Judge him on
one
that.
thing.
It's not fair on
Because
him,
then you're
bruv.
always gonna find them crap at some point.
But that's what I mean. Like, nah, it's not fair on him, bro. Like, look at how he's playing, his all-round game, and the goals are a bonus. Do you know what I mean? Scoring goals from midfield doesn't make you the best player in the world. Bruno was never the best player in the world.
Facts.
And if he might not even beat Bruno's best goal scoring season at Man United. He might not beat that. Bruno was on pens. Do you know what I mean? So the game is the game, people. You know what I mean? But nah, big up everyone in here. Make sure you smash up the like button. United are playing early tomorrow, so yeah, like I'm back pretty soon. I think we're playing 12:30 game. Someone asked me a match prediction. I really don't know. Like, you know, Man United. I need to see the starting lineup before I can predict anything, guys. So we just have to wait and see.
Even then, you can still be a bit unsure.
Even then, that's it. So we need to wait and see, like who the manager's falling out with this week and who's going to be in the starting lineup. You never know. It might, you know what I mean? It might be a complete different team that I can't predict. So we don't really know. So I'll see you guys back here at 12 o'clock. Make sure you subscribe to James Redmond TV. The link is in the title. You already know what it is. And also, make sure you smash the like while you're in there. You got anything that you wanna push, bro?
All good for now, broski. But great show, great talk, good banter. F the haters, you scumbags on Twitter, you scumbags who think it hard, friggin' stupid.
Hey, bro, let the man talk. You know them ones there. Like I said, man, every dog has his day, bruv. His day's coming, man. So, you know what I mean? Let man talk. You know what I mean?
I feel you, fam. I feel you. Nah, great show though, broski. Much love as always.
Come on, bro. Big up everyone inside. Back again tomorrow.